It is so good to see everyone today as we come together to read some stories and sing some songs and keep celebrating Shabbat on this week where we are about to celebrate our American holiday of Thanksgiving. I'm so glad you're all here with us today. I'm here with Caden and Noah's in the room too, and we're going to start by singing some songs and welcoming and celebrating Shabbat. Bim Bam, bim, 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 bam, bim, 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 bam. Chiri, biri, biri, bim. Bam, bim, 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 bam. Bim, 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 bam. Shabbat shalom. Hey, Shabbat shalom. Hey, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Don't touch. Shabbat shalom. Hey, Shabbat shalom. Hey, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom, Shabbat, Shalom, hey, Shabbat, Shalom, hey, Shabbat, 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 Shalom, Maya Hayom, Shabbat, Shalom, Maya Hayom, Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. I thought for our first book this morning, we would read a Thanksgiving story. It's called Not This Turkey, and it's by Jessica Steinberg, and the pictures are by Amanda Pike. Oh, I thought I was going to sneeze, but I'm better now. All right, so let's get the book up close so you guys can see the pictures. And it says, when I was still a baby, my family moved to the United States. We lived in a tenement house on 33 Debevoise Street in Williamsburg. Me, Mama, and Papa, and then my little brother David, who was born in America. Every morning after Papa walked me to school, he would take the trains to Mr. Deutsch's pocketbook factory on the Lower East Side. He said that when the subway crossed over the Williamsburg Bridge, he could see all the way to the Empire State Building. Papa said he sometimes missed Germany, but he also liked figuring out how things were done in America. Like the morning Mr. Deutsch told Papa to put his name down for the Thanksgiving raffle. What's a raffle? Papa asked. Don't be such a greenhorn, said Mrs. Deutsch. It's a Thanksgiving prize. We had been living in New York for 4 years, but we had never celebrated Thanksgiving. Mama made stuffed cabbage and noodle kugel for our holidays. But that day, Papa said to Mrs. Deutsch, why not? New country, new celebrations. It was almost closing time when Mr. Deutsch came out of his office and yelled, time for the raffle. Who cares, said Mr. Schwartz. That cheapskate Deutsch is probably giving away a sack of potatoes. But Papa had a funny feeling in the pit of his stomach, like the way he felt when we got our visas to come to America. Mr. Deutsch put his hand into the cardboard box and pulled out a piece of paper. And the winner is, announced Mr. Deutsch, Baruch Silberklein. Everyone clapped. Papa couldn't believe it. He'd won. Mazel tov, Mr. Silberklein, called Mr. Deutsch. You can celebrate Thanksgiving this year. Mr. Deutsch came out of the office lugging a huge turkey behind him. Here you go, Silberklein, said Mr. Deutsch, your very own turkey. Papa looked at the turkey. It was bigger than any chicken Mama had ever made. How will you get it home? Asked Mr. Schwartz. The J train, Papa sighed. How else? It was a long walk to the subway. Papa was never so glad to see the train pull into the station. But it wasn't so easy once he got on. The turkey was noisy. When they reached the Flushing Avenue stop, Papa took the turkey out of the box and held onto its rope. But as soon as he stepped off the train, a big gust of wind blew off his fedora. Papa ran after his hat, and the turkey ran in the other direction. Come back here, yelled Papa. Papa ran after the turkey and grabbed the rope. Then he ran after his hat and caught it with his shoe. Finally, holding on tightly to his hat, Papa and the turkey walked down the stairs to the street. All the neighbors stopped to stare at Papa and his turkey when he walked down our street. What you got there, Mr. Silverclang? Asked Mrs. Caparimo. Papa just smiled at her and pulled the turkey up the stairs to the fourth floor where we lived. He opened the door and called out, Rivka, Mel, come see what I brought home today. Was ist das? Asked Mama. It's for Thanksgiving, said Papa. I knew all about eating turkey on Thanksgiving, but I couldn't believe we got to have a real live bird in our house. The turkey followed me around all afternoon. Gobble, gobbling. Papa said the turkey was a he. Every time I turned around, the turkey would stick out his tail and puff up its feathers. Papa said that's because the turkey thought I was a hen. That made me laugh. Papa thought we should call the turkey Indik. That's Yiddish word for turkey. Mama didn't think we should name the turkey at all. A turkey doesn't belong in a fourth floor walk-up, said Mama. He belongs with Mr. Cohen. Mr. Cohen was our butcher. I didn't want to think about bringing Indik there, but Mama was thinking about what to make for Thanksgiving, which was in only 2 days. Now that we had a turkey, she was inviting the whole family to dinner. Aunt Shandel was making stuffed cabbage, and Aunt Hannah was bringing her famous noodle kugel. Now we'll have turkey too, said Mama, just like all the neighbors. I sat at the window, leaning against Indik's feathers. I didn't want to lose him. The next morning, Papa said we had to bring Indik over to Mr. Cohn's shop before school. Papa held on tight to Indik's rope, and I held on to Papa's other hand. I kept hoping Indik would run away down Devilvoy Street, just like he had on the subway platform. But he stayed with Papa all the way to Mr. Cohn's butcher shop. Where'd you get that bird? Asked Mr. Cohn. He must weigh at least 30 pounds. I won him at the raffle at work, said Papa. He's our first Thanksgiving dinner. I looked at Indik to see if he was listening. I wanted him to know that if we cooked him for dinner, I wasn't going to eat him. Then I held my breath, waiting to see what Mr. Cohn would say. Not this turkey, said Mr. Cohn with a big laugh. He's too old. He'll be too tough to eat. What a relief, I thought. Let him stay here with me and eat all the scraps in the yard, he said. But what will we eat for Thanksgiving dinner? Asked Papa. Mama already invited the whole family over. Stick with the side dishes, said Mr. Cohn. They're the best part of the holiday. I ran home after school to tell Mama we wouldn't be having Indik for Thanksgiving dinner. But what will we serve? She asked. We can't just have kugel and stuffed cabbage. That's not what Americans eat. Yes, we can, I told Mama. Mrs. Caparimo said it's important to serve foods from the old country. She said she's making lasagna, and I bet Mrs. Murphy is making Irish soda bread. That's their tradition, said Mama. She stopped to think for a moment. But I guess it makes sense. It's our first Thanksgiving, so we'll make the foods that feel special to us. On Thanksgiving Day, Uncle Moshe and Aunt Shandel, Aunt Hanala and Uncle Max, Pearl and Joey, Bluma and Sam all came over. We sat down at the table, which was really the kitchen table and the sewing machine pushed together, and covered with Mama's best white tablecloth. Mama brought out a big noodle kugel, and Aunt Shandel carried in the stuffed cabbage. Who needs turkey, said Papa, and we all laughed. He looked at all of us and said, this is what we're thankful for, that we're all here and we're all together. Guess what? Eating noodle kugels on Thanksgiving has become a tradition for our family. And Indik likes it too. I brought him a big piece the next day, and he ate it all up. The end. Our next book today is about a different bird, and it's a Mo Williams book. It's called The Pigeon Has to Go to School. Wait, don't read that title. The Pigeon Has to Go to School. Too late, rats. Why do I have to go to school? I already know everything. Go on, ask me a question. Any question. Well, I know almost everything. Does school start in the morning? Because you know what I'm like in the morning. It's not pretty. I wish I was a little chick again. A little itty-bitty, not going to school, baby-wavy pigeon. What if I don't like school? What if I really don't like it? What if I really, really don't like it? What if... What if the teacher doesn't like pigeons? And the stuff. What about all the stuff? There's so much stuff to learn. What if I learn too much? My head might pop off. Pop. I'm scared. What will happen at school? What if there's math? Why does the alphabet have so many letters? What will the other birds think of me? Will finger paint stick to my feathers? Reading can be hard with one big eye. What about lunch? What's up with those heavy backpacks? I'm a fragile bird. The unknown stresses me out, dude. There should be a place to practice those things with experts to help you and other birds to work and play with and books and classrooms, maybe a playground. Oh, that is school? Well, how am I supposed to get there anyways? Wah! Step aside. Coming through, the pigeon has to go to school. The end. And our last book this morning is another silly one. It's called Do Not Open This Book. And it's by Michaela Montine and it's illustrated by Pascal Lemaitre. Do not open this book. Excuse me, but who do you think you are? Opening this book when the cover clearly says do not open this book. If a sign on a door reads do not enter, do you enter? Of course you don't. The least you would do is knock first. The reason you weren't supposed to open this book is because it's not written yet. Look at this blank page. Look at this jumble of words. Caution, thinking in progress. You think it's easy to put words together? Ha, now go away. I need time to think. Now what? Can't you see I'm busy? I'm trying to decide what type of story to write. Perhaps I will write a scary story, or maybe a bedtime story. After you go to sleep, I will be able to get back to work. Even if you are snoring, it will be better than having you stare at me. Ah, why are you still here? Okay, I have an idea. If you sit very still and are very quiet, I will try to work while you are watching me. But please, no matter what you do not turn pages while I'm working. Page turning during story writing can cause words to blow around and they might end up in the wrong order. Okay, here I go. I'm starting my story. I think we should turn the page. A ferocious storm swept through the forest. A tiny mouse hid beneath a pink flower. A tiger paced and flashed its big sharp teeth, trying to take a bite of the roaring wind. Remember, do not turn the page. Big ferocious mouth flashed sharp pink teeth. Oof! Pitch black darkness. Boo! I warned you about what might happen if you turn pages. Now you see how careful you have to be with words? This time I'm going to make sure you do not turn the page. Very heavy rock. Oh, you are very strong. Do you work out at a gym? Okay, I give up. Since you won't go away, I will make this story about you. What's your name? All right, everybody, say your name out loud.
Noah.
Oh, I cannot spell that. I'll tell you what. I will leave a blank like this. So whenever you see a blank in the story, say your name. Ready? Okay, now you can turn the page. Okay, so I'm going to point to the blanks, and when I do, everybody say your name out loud. There once was a giant pest named
Noah.
had huge eyes, humongous ears, and too many teeth. Also a big nose. It did not matter how many times was asked to go away. Would not go. Finally, I had to call the giant pest control company. Hello, I said. I'm on page 29 of an unwritten book, and a giant pest named will not stop bothering me. I cannot work, and I cannot stand this for another second. So please send someone right away to help me get rid of... Ag, you were still here? I thought my story would make you so mad you would slam this book shut and go away. Don't you have anything better to do? Maybe you should go bother somebody else. Maybe you should go watch your toenails grow. Okay, look. I'm almost out of pages. Wow, I wrote a whole book. It was pretty good too, wasn't it? The part with the big, ferocious mouse was scary. So in a way, it was a scary story. It was a bedtime story too, because I am certainly very tired. I am going to sleep now. Goodbye, Anne. Oh, thank you for helping me write this book. I couldn't have done it without you. Now go away. Good night. The end.
I'll be back. There's something on the back in the last page.
Okay. So it was great to see everyone today. We are going to be back tonight with Mike for Havdalah at 7:30 on Facebook. So I hope you'll join us then as we say goodbye to Shabbat. We will be back next Saturday for another Shabbat story time. And in the meantime, I want to wish everyone a happy, healthy, and safe Thanksgiving. I hope you all enjoy your turkey and cranberries and whatever else you're eating this year. And in the meantime, till next week, Shabbat Shalom and Shalom, my Chaverim. Shalom, Chaverim. Shalom, Chaverim. Shalom. Shalom. Lehitraut, lehitraut. Shalom. Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat